look, if people are racist, they can be vulgar, and I wanted to make a few announcements. My name is Michael Cottrell. You know me as CopperCab. I wanted to talk about last night and I wanted to make a few announcements today regarding the YouTube channel. I hope that I can I hope that I can have your attention and not be interrupted. You know, I'm not unbanning the individual that I banned last night. They've grown to be a pretty big part of the community. You know, not a big part, but like a part of the community on my Discord server and my YouTube channel, you know, and I've had to ban them because they are racist and they are vulgar and they harass many people, not just me. Joseph has been banned for saying the N-word, calling me the N-word. It's really no laughing matter. And to everyone who has been speculating if I'm going to unban that individual, let me go ahead and just, spoiler alert, I'm not going to be unbanning Joe. I have blocked Joe from the YouTube channel. I blocked him from the Discord server, and I've actually blocked him from my Discord. Like, as far as DMs go, I've removed him from my friends list and I blocked him. He won't be getting unbanned ever. In life, you need to understand that you might find somebody entertaining, but it doesn't mean that they're a good person. They might be a useful idiot, not to call anyone names. They might be like, someone that you just bring around to laugh at or laugh with. But they're actually kind of toxic. Well, Joe is one of those people, and Joe just stepped over one line too many. You need to understand that I let people have fun in my community, obviously. But there are lines that I don't like being crossed. I don't tolerate overt racism in my community. So, as far as, look, if people are racist, they can be racist. But I'm not going to let you be racist to others in my server. I don't control you. I don't control your brain or your mind, and I don't want to, quite frankly. Things would be a lot easier if I did, but I'm not controlling any of you. And I don't want to. But yeah, it's my community, it's my Discord server. Ultimately, I'm responsible for it. That responsibility falls on my shoulders. People are posting something that's illegal or anything awful like that. I'll in some form or another be responsible because it's my community, it's my server. So I have to moderate sometimes. And, I'm personally offended. I'm offended by things like the N-word and racism. I don't like racism. I think that black people are beautiful. I think that they bring a lot to the table culturally. African Americans, they've given us so many things here in America. Thanks to people like Nick Fuentes and, the one guy, can't think of his name, and frankly, I'm happy I can't remember his name. He's that irrelevant to me. There's a lot of racism on Twitter or X. There's a lot of racism online lately. A lot of anti-Semitism. A lot of groypers. The Nick Fuentes America First movement. There's a lot of there's this surge in racism, and they're trying to make it seem like it's cool to be racist. Just because a black person, to be blunt, just because one black person does something wrong to you personally or to other people, just because their lowlights are filmed and posted on social media and highlighted by other racist people, doesn't mean that all black people are bad. It's not like they're not just one hive mind. Black people are I've met some wonderful black people. And I really try to judge people not by the skin color, but their character. And yeah, there's a lot of black people that are awful people. There's also a lot of white people that are awful people. There's school shooters. There's, incestual white people, that's in the South. Um, there's a lot of molesters out there that are, awful. And that doesn't have a skin color that's assigned to it. There's a lot of really trashy white people. And, I don't think that, and just like with them, there's trashy black people too. There's trashy ginger people even, believe it or not. And so I'm just not going to advocate for all black people to be discriminated against. And I'm not going to tolerate the N-word being thrown around in my server. What you do in your own time, on your own server, in your own house, in your own room, or in your own life at all, out in the streets or otherwise, that's your business. I don't want to control you. I'm a pro freedom of speech person within certain bounds, but it's my Discord server. If I don't find something, if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm just going to get rid of that because it's my community. It's my server. It's our community, but it's my server ultimately. You are always free to start your own servers, okay? And you can have 100 alts on mine and lurk on mine all day, okay? And not even spend time in your own. But you can do that. I don't care. But I'm not going to tolerate these words being thrown around in my server. What's outside the purview of my server, what's on an alt server, you might call it, someone else makes, I don't know, and I don't care. That's not my business because it's outside of my server. So I just want to say right away, I don't hate any of you. I love everybody, but I got to let you know I'm not tolerating that. I'm not tolerating that. So Joe's been banned on every platform, on my YouTube channel, in the Discord server. Privately, I've got him banned. I don't have him on any alt account. I've only got like one other alt, Copper Music, one word. And I don't have him even added on that at all. But yeah, so we're not doing that anymore. We're not playing that game. Hold on one second. I gotta mute. Give me 1 second. Titanium Taxi, Super Chat 2. Then when will I get my Discord invite? I don't know what you're talking about. You're not banned from the server. Are you? Are you banned from the Discord community? Titanium. Oh, you are banned. I didn't even realize. Sure, I revoked your ban. You can rejoin the server now. I just find it hurtful as a minority, as someone who has dealt with discrimination from people. I've dealt with discrimination from black people too. Believe it or not. Even though black people are now saying that redheads are black, but that's not true. I've actually been discriminated against by a black person, black American, because I'm a ginger. That's happened to me, both in my youth and in my adulthood. That has happened. But do I go around painting all black people with like a brush that they're all racist towards ginger people? Of course not. I have said that I love black people on so many occasions, and it's true every single time I've said it. I think every group brings something to the table of humanity. I think that we're all God's children. I think that, men were created equal. Now, does that mean every culture is the same? No, certainly not. Maybe certain cultures bring more to the table in terms of inventions and things like that. Maybe they were given certain advantages as far as their geographic region. Maybe they have more water, therefore they have more ability to grow crops, therefore they're able to thrive, create industry, move into certain industries before other nations or other parts of the world. If you live in a desert climate with very little vegetation, you might have less advantages than somewhere like America, North America. So you might see more an advantageous situation. You might have a more advantageous situation, which can lead to certain improvements in your society and your culture at an earlier stage. People often make fun of African Americans. People often make fun of these people out in like the desert areas in the regions, the more desert regions, because they might live in certain kinds of homes that, seem, is antiquated the right word? I don't know. But like old, not very advanced. But you need to also remember that we're all human. We all have the same kinds of brains. We're all capable of the same things. But certain geographic regions lend themselves to more advanced, faster rates of advancement. So it's not the person. It might be the place, but it is not the person or the people. And I'm not saying that about any specific group of people, by the way. I'm just making a generalization. You need to you need to take into account all of these things. I'm trying! I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to fucking yell today. I'm not in the mood to yell.
As a clown, I know I can go a little too far sometimes, even if I do say the N-word, but I would like to take this opportunity to apologize. I will still clown you because it's funny.
You're not,
Take
no,
care,
you're not,
much
no,
love.
you're not gonna fucking clown me, Garage Lad. I did not link the Streamlabs link in my pinned live chat comment. I removed it from the description. At least I think I did. I don't want anyone touching the Streamlabs link. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate the support. But shut up. Stop laughing in the live chat. It's not... Garage Lad isn't going to say anything else. Quiet down, lad. See, now where was I? Yeah, so... And don't say the N-word at all. Like, it's not my business what you do. But I would highly recommend not saying the N-word, okay? It's actually very... I'm gonna stay calm. It's offensive. Okay, I'll just leave it that way. It's very offensive. And like I said, it's the region, and maybe it's the culture. Certain cultures might bring more to the table than other cultures, but it's not race. It's not race related. You understand? It's never been about skin color, what is this? Titanium Taxi. Do you foresee the G word being like the N word? I hope not. In terms of how the N word was used to dehumanize. Of course, ginger has done that, is used the same way. I don't know. I mean, to me personally, the word ginger is like the N-word for my people. Ranga, ginger. There's one term in particular that is, in my opinion, the true N-word of ginger people. And I'm not even going to say it because I don't want y'all to start calling me that. You understand? There's one word in particular. There is one word in particular that supersedes the term ginger, ranga, bluey, firecrotch, Fanta pants, matchstick, tampon head. There's one term in particular it's the most offensive term you could call a redhead. It's so offensive. If you know your history and you know your knowledge of redheads, there is a word that you can call ginger people that is way more. Like, I'm laughing it's that bad. It's way more offensive than ginger. It's not bluey. I don't want to play a guessing game. But if you know your history, well, then you know. BB said, I was discriminated against by gingers in my youth. And now I always make sure to disrespect any ginger I see. Because all gingers are the same. So that's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? It's painting all redheads with the same brush stroke. It's very ignorant. I see Photo Joe talking in his Discord server. New rule, no sending screenshots of my server to coppers. If you disagree to the rule, then you can leave. Yeah, Joe, I know you're watching right now, Joe. I don't care, okay? In fact, that's probably the last time I'm going to show you on the screen. And I'm glad that Gary Williams interrupted. Nobody cares, Joe. I'm moving on now. Bye. Joe is now officially in the past. Gary Williams super chatted 2 pounds. Irritating interruption. That wasn't even irritating. I'm actually glad you did that. Good evening, Mr. Okay, I'm not a fucking cuck. To the people giving that a thumbs up, do you really think that I'm a cuck? Are you stupid? Like, I legitimately, it makes me smirk. How, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna react. I'm not gonna react today. I'm gonna smile, and I'm gonna be in a good mood. But I do want to be serious here. Joe is gone. Do I see the N-word? Do I see the G word? Ginger being like the N-word? No. I don't think it'll ever be seen in the same light by people as a whole. Because, you know, gingers were slaves. Redheads, Celts were slaves a long time ago. African Americans were slaves like yesterday in the grand scheme. And because of that, we have recency bias in terms of what we find culturally insensitive. Ginger people, the history of my people has not really been taught. And it's not as relevant in America as the history of African Americans being brought over on slave ships and enslaved and, you know, put in chains and made to work in cotton fields and murdered and killed mercilessly and hung in trees and lynched and, you know, called the N-word. There's a lot of history there. People throw around the term the N-word like it's nothing. They don't realize how insensitive they're truly being. I try to be, you can call it woke, you can call it a white knight, call it whatever you want to do, social justice warrior, whatever you want to call it. But I find myself more empathetic to people who have I'm in the middle of a fucking sentence, Max! I am trying.
You did what you had to do. There's no need for racism.
Thank you, okay? I appreciate it, but I'm in the middle of a sentence. Maxwell, I'm in the middle of a sentence, okay? Just like I told Garage Lad. Just like I told BBM. I appreciate it, but shut up. I'm talking right now. Okay? I'm speaking right now. I'm trying to fucking talk! I'm a
black guy and have to say you're absolutely soft. That guy only reacted because he's not capable of controlling his own feelings or actions on his own like everyone else. You also proclaim to be a person of color but throw a hissy fit like a sissy.
I'm not a fucking... Okay, first of all, I'm not a fucking sissy! I am not a fucking sissy. Listen to me, man. Black guy, white guy, I don't care what race you are, quite frankly, bitch boy. I don't give a fuck. The point is, okay, I'm not soft. You want to condone racism towards your own people? That's your prerogative. But I'm not tolerating it in my community, okay? And I'm not pretending to speak for black people. I'm not doing that, and I'm not claiming to. But I'll tell you what, I speak for myself. I don't tolerate the N-word being thrown around on my server, okay? Shut your fucking mouth. Now, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by the ingrates, okay? See, this is what happens. I lose my place. I am on a... I'm going to say this calmly. I'm going to be polite. When I am speaking, I need you to not interrupt, okay? Does it sound better out of my mouth if I'm smiling a little bit? When I am speaking, I need you to not abuse the bot, talk over me, take advantage of certain privileges you have been afforded because of Cameron, my editor and my tech guy. I need you to know when to be quiet. I need you to self-censor. Everyone in my live chat, hashtag self-censor. Or do this emoji. I need everyone to drop that emoji in my live chat to the clowns. Can we get some of these in the live chat for the people abusing the bot? Now, like I said, what up, Jeremy L? Shout out to the people in the live chat right now. I'm not, don't call me a sissy, Terry Bigham's a stupid fucking name, by the way.